This is how they mine for diamonds in the southwest corner of Namibia. First, they build a sea wall of sand in the surf to hold back the Atlantic, pumping out the water that seeps back in. Then they strip away the sand on top of the pre-Cambrian bedrock with diggers and lorries, going many meters below sea level. Finally, giant vacuum cleaners finish the job, and the diamond-bearing mix of gravel, stones and sand immediately above the rock is taken away, and the diamonds removed. On April the 1st, 2008, at this very spot, a worker noticed something very unusual in the sand, and some earlier strange finds started to make sense.
The actual dot connecting happened on the 1st of April 2008, whilst an operator bulldozing an area suddenly noticed that there were some pieces of metal which didn't look like the normal situation in a mining site. So he stopped the bulldozer, and actually went over to his supervisor, informed him. They together realized that there's something bigger going on here.
But they still didn't know what they were looking at. So they called an archaeologist they'd worked with before.
And 7 meters below what would have been the sea level, I was standing there looking at this lot, and it just looked like a disturbed beach. But lying on it were bits and pieces. And there were those ingots, the round copper balls, half copper balls. At the time we didn't know what they were, but they were half semi-spheres of copper. And the pipes, which were indeed the breech-loading bronze cannons. Then I saw wood with a very distinct shape lying right at my feet. And it was the wooden part of a musket, of a matchlock musket. And the stock was not the shoulder stock, but the cheek stock. Now, that means pretty darn old. That's a good 500 years to have a system like that. And then I looked around, there were more splinters of wood, and then there were elephant tusks as well, and bits of metal. And I thought, oh no, this is definitely a shipwreck.
The Namibian government and Namdeb, the mining company, gave him permission to excavate and lent him mine workers and equipment. There was intense time pressure. In each mining area they have to work day and night to put thousands of tons of sand onto the sea wall to maintain it against the fierce Atlantic waves. The company agreed to sustain it for 2 weeks. From day one, the sand began to give up its secrets.
These guys didn't know anything about archaeology, but they'd been spending their whole life looking for diamonds. So little things about that size. So for them to find the coin or nail or piece of old gun is nothing. I just said, anything that doesn't belong in the sea, you call me. And within minutes they had a fantastic pewter plate, and I said, right, now we're cooking, that's what we want.
In the following days they uncovered tons of metal ingots, compasses, swords, rare navigational astrolabes, cannons, an amazing, albeit unintended, time capsule. Nolly contacted a specialist marine archaeologist he knew from Cape Town, Dr. Bruno Wertz, who joined the excavation.
It was a dream come true. A shipwreck from just after the age of exploration. A ship when commerce with the East only started to develop. And so important from a World Heritage perspective. A shipwreck that combines material from 3 continents.
This is a sword, or rather the remains of a sword sheath, but that's actually very nicely preserved.
This guy found a stash of silver coins that Dr. Nolly is excavating very professionally, as you can see.
You can't describe the feeling of seeing this material, realizing how important it is.
He believes that the 22 tons of copper ingots played a big part in preserving so much of the ship and its contents. And not just because they pinned everything to the rock.
Wood remains that would normally have been eaten by marine organisms, but the fact that copper is poisonous will have prevented deterioration of part of those materials.
And then, on the 7th day, the first sign of what was to become an incredible, unexpected treasure trove.
One of the chaps said, "Ah, there's money here." I went running over and he had a silver coin. And I thought, wow, this is brilliant. There's a coin here. Ah, he's got another one. He's got another coin. I said, this is really good. You guys must keep on looking. There must be some more there. A couple of minutes later, one of the other chaps said, "Ah, there's one here. There's another one. There's another one." And came running, and it was a gold coin. And I thought, oh boy, gold. From then on, suddenly, the coins just started coming up, and they were all coming from one particular spot. And I couldn't believe this. It was, I mean, in a matter of about 45 minutes, I recovered 11 kilograms of gold. And then there were the big coins. And the big coins were the Portuguese ones, and they were the ones which were in mint condition. It was like a fairy tale.
And evidence of yet another piece of luck that helped preserve this unfortunate ship's cargo.
The ship came in, it hit on the rock, and it leaned over. And then the superstructure started breaking up. And the chest with the coins was in the captain's cabin, and it broke free and fell to the bottom of the sea intact. And in breaking up, a very heavy part of the gunwale of the side of the ship fell like a big mousetrap, wham, on top of that chest, which totally squashed the chest and bent some of the coins. You can see the force with which the chest was hit, but it also protected the chest. Everything was buried.
But what was this treasure-laden ship? Those mint, very rare Portuguesas, the gold coins from Portugal, held a big clue. They were pure gold and had only been minted for 13 years, between 1525 and 1538. These coins were in perfect condition. The ship had to have set sail in that period. It meant that what they had here was by far the oldest shipwreck ever found in sub-Saharan Africa. But which one?